Okay. All right, guys, looks like we are live. Looks like we should be good here. How is everyone doing? Let me know how everyone is doing in the live chat. Also, how the audio and also the video are coming. Everything looks good on mine, but again, confirm with me, and I can go ahead and make the adjustments as need be. See who we got in the chat right now. Kaiju King, what's going on? Trace, what's going on, bro? Matt Rush, Whiskey, Jim, what's going on, bro? TCR, howdy doody. Steel Harmon, how you doing? Audios and videos are good. Thank you, TCR. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you guys, the rest of you guys can go and do me a favor. Let me know how the audio and video are coming in too. Want to make sure that we are clear. Sorry about the noise in the background. Boaz is doing some chronoing. We're doing some testing. All work towards a new video that's going to be coming up shortly. All right, yeah, in like 3 minutes, we'll go ahead and officially get started. We'll go ahead and go over some promos, some stuff I want to let you guys know, and then we'll go ahead and start answering some questions. Good. All right, cool. Want to make sure how's everyone's week going so far? You guys playing this weekend? I know with the temperature, at least for SoCal, right, it being like 90s right now, like 95, 96, it's pretty rough weather. Yeah, like 3 more minutes we'll officially get started at like 3:35. Yo, I'm at a field right now, Steel Rider. Hey, what field you at, bro? Getting many kills today? Special Species, how you doing, bro? How you doing? How you feeling? All right, yeah, and in like 2 more minutes we'll go ahead and officially get started. B-ball coach 20. He was the first one here. Yep. Only issue about being so fast and being first man is that you're all by yourself. Oh shoot, forgot my water bottle. It's right here. Give me 1 second. There we go. TCR601 just got your first airsoft gun yesterday. Hey, man, congratulations. Happy for you, dude. Getting your first airsoft gun is always one of the best feelings in the world. Also, another message, a little side message. Make sure you guys are drinking your water, too. If you guys are playing, or even just in general, make sure you're drinking your water. Heat stroke is no joke, man. I actually just got back not too long ago. We were filming for another episode. It was pretty cool because Boaz, Cisco, and myself actually got to be behind the camera and like host the video in a sense, right? So y'all got to work on it, which is a very rare treat when all three of us can do it. But man, oh man, we had to do a lot of like range testing stuff. I'll get into that later, but it was a lot of heat coming down on us, man. It was a lot. I'm definitely like starting to feel like a little bit of exhaustion from it, but we power through. I'm actually very excited to go ahead and do another stream today. We'll get started in like 1 more minute. We'll officially start answering some questions. No water, just coffee. Damn, bro. I cannot. I honestly, I don't like coffee, actually. It's a funny thing. I actually don't like coffee. My girlfriend's like addicted now. I'm not a coffee person. I'm actually more of a tea drinker more than anything, but... All right, looks like it is 3:35. We'll go ahead and officially start right now, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Storefront live stream. Again, that's just gonna be the name. You know what? I'm making an executive decision. Storefront live stream is gonna be the name of these types of in-store streams because again, we're at the Custom Showroom and Lounge, the walk-in store, right? But if you guys didn't know, this is a Q&A stream, meaning if you guys have any airsoft questions, make sure to go ahead and let me know, and I will do my best to go ahead and answer them. If for whatever reason I am not able to go ahead and get to them, you can ask your question again. However, try not to spam. If you start spamming, we're just going to go ahead and kick you. We don't want to do that, so just do yourself a favor, do us a favor, don't do that. And if we can't get to your question, we more than welcome to go ahead and DM us directly. Instagram, Facebook, Discord server as well. We can definitely answer some questions there. pretty good about getting back to people in a timely fashion as best as we can. And also, we got some promo going on right now. The biggest one right now has got to be for the Independence Day mystery box right now, right? Right now, you order one of these bad boys, you get 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. The winner last night was not present, which means that the prize pot has stacked. So now we're looking at $1,200. $1,200 shopping spree giveaway, which you do not want to miss, right? You can easily win that just by spending $20 on any order, right? And you're automatically entered. However, you get 10 chances to win when you order one of these Independence Day mystery boxes, and that's on top of the amazing prizes that you could be winning, right? You got like the BAMF, the 240, the Mark 46s, the VFC 416s, so many good shit inside of this box. You don't want to miss out, guys. And again, the lowest prize, or lowest cost prize on this thing is already more than the box itself, so it's gonna be a guaranteed victory no matter which way you look at it, right? We have a ton of items that are available for sale right now, meaning that they're on a discount. A ton of new products as well, right? And some of the new products will include like some Performance Plus packages, meaning they'll come included with the Unicorn Type or inner barrel bucking and a hop-up nub. Some new combos featuring the MGC4 Mark IIs and some pistols of your choice, right? That we include on there. We took some of the more popular pistols that we sell, and I know Cisco mentioned this a little bit, but this is now available for pre-order. This is the new Mayo Gang MG4 Mark II in full bronze, baby. Full bronze. You don't want to go ahead and miss out, especially if you're a fan of that sort of like nicer bronzish, tannish color. This looks really good. Like, this looks really, really good. We're going to be getting those in November. That's the current ETA we have for these bad boys. So make sure you order one of those guys. Actually, another new product that literally just went live like not too long ago. Here, let's go ahead and pull this up. That way you guys can go ahead and see as well. Cisco just made this live not too long ago. Like literally, I think as my stream was about to start. There you go. There you guys go. The Mod 0 for the Zion Arms R15, right? Which is going to come included with the Picatinny end cap right here. So you are able to go ahead and put on a variety of different aftermarket Picatinny stocks, like folding ones from Atlas Custom Works. That's going to be really fucking cool. 325, that's actually not bad, right? Like, and even if you didn't run a stock, right? Like, you could do that. If you didn't want to run a stock, like, even as is, that's pretty fucking cool. I think this looks sick. Yeah, but this is what it would look like if you say you put one on there, right? Like, that looks really fucking cool. Looks really cool. But all these are available. And again, they're all $20 or more, so you're going to get an entry automatically into the shopping spree giveaway. But with that said, why don't we go ahead and just start answering some questions? Why don't we? Jose Valen asks, oh, he's saying I'm saving for birthday money and Christmas money to get that. Jose Valen. Yeah, man, it's super dope. And of course, again, we actually have coupons that are available as well. If you guys are looking for gear, make sure to use coupon code GEAR to get up to 20% off all tactical gear, and use coupon code 20BD to get up to 20% off all accessories. So that'll help you save you some money too. If anything, if you're tight on cash and you just want something good, get the mystery box, $170. You're set, right? But he was also asking me, how old am I? I am 27 years old. Okay, this one comes from Rikard Christensen. Hi, I see you have something written about sending to Norway, so if I buy parts from you, is there a possibility that I will get the parts or not? Or can it be resolved? Greetings, Rickland from Norway. I don't remember specifically anything about Norway off the top of my head. Here's the thing, we ship internationally, right? There are obviously some countries where airsoft and just replica firearms as a whole are actually not even allowed. Like United Emirates, from what I remember, we cannot send anything over there at all. But generally speaking, we do ship internationally. There shouldn't be any issues as far as I can tell right now. But again, it's not up to us. It's actually going to be up to you guys, the shopper, the buyer, to know and follow every and all local laws regarding airsoft or replica firearms. Because once it leaves our hands, once it's out of our warehouse, that's it. Like, it is completely out of our hands. There's nothing we can do at that point. So if it gets stopped, withheld at customs, or even sent back to us, that all is, again, entirely up to you. That's entirely something that we're not in control of. That is entirely up to your country's laws, right? So if for whatever reason it does end up coming back to us, the return shipping, we don't pay that. That is going to be coming out of your pocket. So just make sure that, again, you read up on all your laws regarding airsoft and importing said products before you go ahead and order. That's my best piece of advice. Okay, Special Species asks, what's a good optic that is below $100? There's actually quite a few optics that are below $100. When you mean by good, For me personally, I take that as like good quality. There are many decent airsoft optics that you can use, right? That are very, very good, right? Usually, what I like to do, just again, go to accessories, go to red green dot sights, right? That's if you want to go with like a red dot sight or something. And there's so many different options that are available. I believe there are a few in this section that might be over 100, but most of them usually aren't. Most of them usually are going to be under $100. My price point usually for a optic that is a good quality is going to be typically anywhere from like, and I do mean bare minimum is like $35 and then going up from there. Generally, I will do like $40, $50 and up from there. But there are some pretty good ones that are in that price range too. It really just depends on what it is that you're looking for, whether you're looking for something like a reflex sight, maybe something like a closed tube like a T1. Really just depends, right? Or even a short dot, right? Or LPVOAs, those are a thing as well. If you dig that, really just depends on ultimately what type of build you're going for, what sort of environment you're in. That'll determine like what type of optic you should go with. But generally speaking, it's all individual preference. But there are many that are great under $100. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Matt Rush on that looks and sounds great. Thank you, man. Thank you, much appreciated. Soldier Vuster, I'm not doing anything Milsim yet till I get my feet wet, but I wanted to just stick with the urban look for now. I think I might have missed something from yours earlier. And in general, like Milsim is one of those things where it's like, yeah, it can be a little intimidating. But I will say that I feel like it is, well, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of taken it upon myself to sort of demystify Milsim as a whole, right? Because I feel like, from the outside looking in, it's very much because I've been doing Milsim West events since, what is that, 4 years, about to be 5 years, 4 years I've been doing Milsim events. Actually, it takes me 5 years I've been doing Milsim events. Yeah, 5 years I've been doing Milsim events. 4 years specifically with Milsim West, which is arguably one of the more like intensive like Milsim events and organizing you can go through. And I think it's dope. I think everyone can do it. I genuinely mean that. I think everyone can and should at least try it maybe once, just to see something different if you're not used to that. Even if you like more of the faster, quick pace action of like, say, indoor or CQB style play, or you're a lot more casual and you like to go just your regular like outdoor walk-ons, like doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I would recommend everyone try it. It's a very, very fun activity, especially if you're going with friends. Oh, dude, it's the best when you can get some homies to come out with you to a Milsim event. It's really, really fucking cool. Very immersive experience, and that's kind of the goal, right? TCR 671. What mags are compatible with the HFC M9? For the HFC, I don't remember if the HFC was proprietary. I want to say that they were proprietary magazines, but I think it depends on the HFC, because I know there was different M9s, but as far as I can tell, I think the HFC, if it's not a proprietary design, then it should be using the standard, what is it called? The standard TM spec M9 magazines, green gas magazines. But I think I remember trying it with that, and it just didn't work. The sizing was a bit off when I tried using an HFC mags from an M9 that we had in store, and trying to put that onto another, like a WeTech M9, and it just didn't seem to work. Like, it just was too thick to fit into the mag well. So take that for what you will. Dominic R. Are the LT Helions M-Lock 7-inch in stock at the walk-in store? We normally try to bring those in. As far as whether or not they're in store currently, that I'd have to go ahead and actually double check. You feel free to go ahead and DM me, and I can always double check for you. But last I checked, about a few days ago, we still had one Helion 7-inch that was available. I'd have to go ahead and double check. If there was a specific color too you're looking for, let us know. We can definitely go ahead and get one in for you. If you wanted to, even if it's not available, what I would normally say, if you want to save yourself the time, I would say set it up for a will call pickup. That way, within 1 to 2 business days, it's ready to be picked up right then and there. You get an email when it's available. You don't have to come in that day, just whenever you are available. Preferably not like, don't leave it for a year. That's just not a good idea. But yeah, it'll be ready for whenever you're available to pick it up. So if you can only come in on Saturdays, it'll be there. If you can only come in Tuesdays, whatever, it'll be there, right? And there's many. The Helion has so many different color variations, colorways that are available for it. So pick your poison. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, this is a good one. Relaxing noise sound. What's better, Pit Viper or Combat Master Alpha? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, personally, between the two, I like the look of the Pit Viper more, but the Alpha. Okay, here, let's pull them up, right? TTI. Right, let's pull up all the. Or you know what? Actually, I'm dumb. I didn't think we have a category for it. Hold on. Let's get airsoft guns. Right, airsoft pistols. Right. Looking at the Pit Viper here. Compared to the Alpha, I think between the two, I mean, the biggest difference, like for me, is usually going to be like the magwell is obviously going to be like slightly different, of course, right? And the like the upper like the length on that thing, right, versus the Pit Viper. And the Pit Viper is already kind of long, but that Alpha is extra long. For me personally, I would actually prefer the Pit Viper. That's just a preferential thing. Either way, they're both going to be using like again the same like mostly in same internals, right? I like both. I don't think you can honestly go wrong with either or at the end of the day. I think if you do go with the Alpha, just bear in mind, even though it does come included with the extended magazine, those magazines you can buy individually. And not only that, it is a little long for me personally. If I'm maneuvering in a CQB environment, I don't really want a giant ass sidearm on me to use as my primer or just to have in general, because that's, even though it's at the end of the day it's still very small, compared to a rifle, it is a lot longer. So I feel like trying to go with a more compact design would be ideal for me. I usually am the guy that likes like 4.3s or even subcompact pistols as well. That's just what I like. But honestly, either or, performance-wise, you're going to be very fucking happy. You're going to be very happy with them. Sure, let's see here. Ooh, this one comes from Soldier Buster. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to buy my first set of equipment next week. I was wondering, should I run a chest rig or run a full vest as my first purchase? Okay, guys, and also just a reminder too, not calling you out, Soldier, just make sure that when you do ask a question, make sure you put the letter Q in front of your question. That way it's a little bit easier for me to spot. It's not means foolproof, but I'm going to try to answer every single one of them that I see. It's just easier to notice if it does have a Q. But Soldier, to answer your question, between the two, okay, it depends on what you mean by full vest, right? Because when you say vest, I get like the image of like a cross-draw vest, right? Like something like one of these. Cross-draw vest. Something like one of these, right? That's the sort of image that I get, which, again, there's nothing wrong with these necessarily, right? Again, even though a lot of airsofters and people might have like their opinions of them now, at the end of the day, they are very utilitarian. They are very convenient for a lot of players, especially that want to save a little bit of money and time, right? Because they're already basically pre-built like sets that you can just run as is, right? I get it. I totally get it. They're not my personal favorite, but it is understandable why they may be some people's go-to choice. And for a long time, a lot of people went with this option, right? A lot of people went with it. I still have one mine, right? And I'm sure if you gave me mine, I'd still just perform just as good, right? Ain't no reason to think that I wouldn't perform just as good with a cross-draw vest as someone else with a plate carrier, right? Just one of those things. Now, you could also be referring to plate carriers. If that's the case, that is definitely a really cool-looking option. I feel like that's most people's go-to thing, right? They're like, oh, I want the plate carrier, right? And it's totally understandable. I totally get it, bro. Obviously, there's so many different options that are available, right? So many different brands. Really depends on ultimately what it is that you're looking for. Personally, for me, I think most players can honestly get by with just a chest rig. If I'm being straight up, I think going with a chest rig obviously depends on the one, right? One of my favorite ones, and you guys already know from my regulars. You guys know what rig this is. One of these, right? One of these. I'll just pull up the gray one just because I don't know. I like the way the gray looks. One of these Wosport multifunctional chest rigs. These are dope. These are super affordable, right? They're $40. And they are going to be compatible with aftermarket components. So if you wanted to put a little dangler pouch, little fanny pack, it hooks to the hook and loop panel that's in the back of this rig. It already comes included with the inserts for 5.56 megs. You can carry 3 up in the front, and if you unzip this front pouch, there actually is sleeves so you can put 2 more M4 5.56 style magazines in there. Little pouches on the side right there. Again, this is a very, very practical rig that you can work with, and honestly, this is what a lot of beginners that I get in store, I'll recommend them this rig because I carry these in store. Because again, they're just so affordable. They're so convenient too, right? Because again, you don't want to be bogged down by a lot of equipment or a lot of gear. Now, if you want to go with the full plate carrier setup, by all means, man, absolutely do it. I'd recommend using coupon code GEAR, save yourself a little bit, right? Get up to 20% off. But even then, it can take a little bit of effort to set up and a little bit of time. Whereas if you just want to go ahead and get something for now to go ahead and just set up as is and just start playing, then yeah, I would say go for something like this, right? But again, there are plenty of options, especially right now in the heat. It's very easy to rock one of these and not get heat exhaustion, right? All right, I'm going to keep scrolling up. Whiskey, I want to order my first gun this weekend. Hey, Whiskey. That's actually that's pretty cool, man. I'm glad we're able to go ahead and help you out get your first gun. But he also was asking, what's a good battery for the Lance Tactical Pro Line Mark 18? Okay, so let's look up the Mark 18, right? Let's look up Mark 18, right? Let's get the Pro Line. Let's pull that bad boy out. Okay. If you guys didn't notice too, another Mark 18 option for you guys, we actually do have these Echo 1 N4 Mod 1s that we just released right now, but these are going to be the Performance Plus versions, meaning they're going to come included with the Unicorn barrel setup. So they'll get the inner barrel, the bucking, and the hopping up, and they're super discounted right now, $215. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Highly recommend picking one of these bad boys up. These are fucking cool, right? You are getting a older style gearbox, right? It is just a standard version 2, right? It's not going to have the quick change spring system, but it is already shooting at CQB like esque FPS, shooting at 340 to 350 FPS. So that's going to be perfect. And you can bring a gun like that outdoors and still get kills. People think that like for whatever reason, if your gun's not at 400, it's not going to have the range. Not necessarily. FPS doesn't automatically equate to range. It helps, but it doesn't equate to it. So those are obviously going to be dope, and they're available in different colors. But let's get back to the task at hand. The Proline Mark 18, I believe that one's still going to be using the Delta stock. Usually what I'd recommend is a stick battery more than anything. I want to go ahead and confirm, though, because I know there's a Proline, there's that guy. But let's see if the other version, if you're just getting the basic one. Yeah, okay. Let's go one of these, right? So assuming that we're going with this guy. Yeah, it is going to be using the Delta stock on there. For this, I would recommend going with an 11.1 stick type battery because, again, it already has the ETU, and it works very well with an 11.1. 11.1 volt LiPo. Yeah, these are freaking cool. I like these a lot. This is a good setup too, honestly. But yeah, if you're gonna go with that, I would probably suggest with that stock, I'd probably go with a battery like one second. I'm gonna pull it up right here. I'd probably recommend going with something like one of these, right? This is like my go-to battery. However, for that one, the Mark 18, I don't believe it's wired to Dean's as is. However, I would need to go ahead and double check that. I would need to double check whether or not it's pre-wired to Dean's. I know a lot of the Pro lines are wired to, out of the box, are wired to Tamiya. I believe that's how they're going to stick. But again, just, want to do our due diligence, make sure of that. But I believe that they're still wired to Tamiya, so that should be just fit right into the buffer tube. Another thing you can do if you want to get a bigger battery, I would just say swap out the stock, get a bigger battery compartment. That way you can run like a tri-panel. Hell, if you want to go ahead and swap out the buffer tube and stock, maybe for like a stubby stock, right? Like a stubby M16 stock, you can do that. Oh, you can put a fat ass brick in there, as I know that's a lot of guys like to do. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, this one's asking, can I put red dot on the Pit Viper? Pit Viper. Let's pull that up. I want to go ahead and double check. I don't believe, or actually, want to confirm. As is, no, you wouldn't be able to go ahead and just like drop one on. I'm not without some modification on that one. Unfortunately not. I know the Sand Viper you were able to, but the Pit Viper, no. Not as is. All right, let's see here. This one comes from Steel Harmon. What's a good starter gun? So, again, it depends, right, ultimately on who you ask. And any gun theoretically could be your starter gun, right? That's something that Bossman and I were actually talking about. Any gun could theoretically be your starter gun. You could go with pretty much any gun, use it, and depending on how you're using it, it'll serve you well, right? Now, from just again experience playing airsoft for years and years and years. How long have I been playing for? Oh God, 2009, 2010. So like, however long that is, right? I constantly forget. There are a couple things that I notice. I do tend to recommend guns that are more convenient to customers when they're starting off. Because again, you're starting off, right? It can be a bit overwhelming. So having something that's fairly simple to work with, fairly simple to find parts for, easy to find magazines for, that's always going to be a lifesaver when you're a first-time player and you're not too sure of everything. So for me, personally, I guess if I had to go with brands, Classic Army, Lancer Tactical, specifically their Gen 2 series, and it also depends too on like how much you're willing to spend as well. There are I say a good budget to have typically is usually like 150 minimum, bare minimum you want to spend for your first airsoft gun to about 250. And I think within that price range you're going to find some pretty good options. Arcturus is another brand, but generally I think my top 3 currently right now is going to be, if I had to pick my favorite 2, top 2 would be Classic Army, their skirmish series, and then Lance Tactical, their Gen 2 series. If I had to give my favorite one of all right now, I've mentioned this before. You know, I'm a big, I do like the Mark 18 look and loadout. So going with the LT31 Raider, that's honestly one of my favorite ones right now. And it's on a shocker deal for $192. So you're getting this for less than $200. It's normally $209. You get polymer upper and lower receiver, and it's good polymer too. Standard version 2 gearbox, rotary style hop chamber, quick change spring system. You're getting all these like really, really cool features. You're also getting a metal rail system on here, and it looks pretty damn close to the actual Daniel Defense Mark 18 rail system, which is really, really freaking cool. It's really good. I've been asking for this for years, right? I wish this gun came out when I first started playing Airsoft, because I would have picked that up in a heartbeat, right? But it also comes included with a battery and a charger. Again, it's not the best battery and charger in the world. It's a 9.6 nickel metal hydrate and a basic wall charger. It is enough to get you started. However, you can also look up, if you want to save a little bit more money, I would say look into the Core series. Now, the Core series is going to be your standard Gen 2s. However, they're not going to come included with a battery and charger, which I know on paper doesn't sound as good, but you also got to think that because it doesn't come included with a battery and charger, you are going to be getting a cheaper price for the gun itself, right? You're going to be saving yourself some extra money that you would probably end up using to get a better battery and charger anyway, right? So you're just cutting out that extra step, and I think that's pretty cool. And there's more options on the way. All right, let's go ahead and go down to the most recent questions. Oh, God, I caught up so fast. Hey, Stitch, what's going on, brother? Ronald Hoover, what's going on, dude? Okay, let's see here. Miss Blue 3131, are you guys going to make a reaction unboxing of the AAP-01C? We're most likely going to do an unboxing or like a initial reactions, Miss Blue, to the AAP-01C when we get it in. Like just kind of like a first impressions type. We'll probably do it as a short more than anything, and maybe a review in the future. Maybe a review. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I'm missing anything. Okay, this one comes from Kyle Hammonds. I just sent something back from RMA. If I do get that warranty, do I also have to pay it to get shipped back to me? I believe it depends on the order. It's a case-by-case thing. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, here's a good one. What's the best upgrades for any and all Desert Eagle models? I hear the first replacement is a nozzle on all replicas. No, well, if you're talking about replacements for parts that wear down, nozzle is one of the parts that breaks like first. It is one of the easier things. Now, granted, that's actually not a bad thing because, I mean, out of all the things to break, having your loading nozzle like break is actually that's not that bad because you can get a loading nozzle for pretty cheap, honestly. Even like we sell some upgraded ones that are pretty damn cheap, honestly, and some good quality stuff. But I wouldn't even recommend that being the first thing. If you're looking for just sheer performance, bucking an underbarrel, man, that's like that's gonna be that's literally the answer to most people's like, oh, what's gonna be the first thing I upgrade? Bucking an underbarrel. I know it's not the sexiest sounding thing in the world, right? I get it, but at the end of the day, you can ask Kevin about it as well, right? This man plays professional Speaky B, and he'll say the same thing, right? Bucking an inner barrel is going to be the bread and butter for your performance, especially when it comes to gas pistols, right? But yes, I would say the nozzle would be another thing. Hop-up chamber, I never really felt the need to change it out unless it was like a legit bad design or if it was like there was something wrong with it. But on a Deagle, I haven't had any issues with their hop-up chambers. But yeah, I would say bucking inner barrel. Ronald Hoover, I loved my Lancer Gen 3 as a first rifle. Yeah, there you go. There's many different options you can go with. The Gen 3 is also a dope rifle that you could use as a as a first gun, right? Oh, do you guys remember when you guys did a reaction to South Park? Yes, I do remember that. I wasn't able to partake in that video, but Cisco and Boaz, I remember watching it as soon as it went live, and watching the episode for myself too. Um, that was a really fucking funny episode. I really love that episode. I think there were a few things they got wrong, but there were like, I mean, I should say a lot of things they got wrong. But I think overall, I think they did paint it in a good light at the end of the day. Which honestly, first of all, I was just happy that it even made it into something as big as South Park, being not just even like like small reference, right, but something that was actually like, hey, something that impacted the episode as a whole, right? That was like, it was not just a setting, but it was also like more part of the main conflict that was going on, and also the resolution of the story itself. I thought that was really, really cool and really interesting. It was funny to see Matt Stone and Trey Parker's freaking impression of Airsoft, right, and how they painted it. But I think overall, it wasn't a good light, and it was funny. It was funny, which again, that's their job. They're trying. It's a comedy show, right? Okay, TCR671, does the LCT KR104S have a threaded barrel? I believe it is going to be a threaded barrel underneath the flash hider. I believe it's going to be 14 counterclockwise. I would have to confirm that, but as of right now, yes, it should have a threaded barrel underneath that. Steel Harmon. I thought I answered your question. What's a good starter gun? Yeah. Again, like I said, there's many different options. It really depends on your budget. But like I said earlier, some of my friends, apologies. Some of my favorite brands to recommend generally are going to be the Classic Army Skirmish series, Lancer Tactical Gen 2s, or if you have the money, you can go Gen 3. G&G, right? There are some common machines that are still good. I think they are a little bit, in my opinion, a little overpriced. But again, that's just G&G being G&G and inflation, of course, being a thing. And they are still very good guns, very well built. Arcturus is another brand. Yeah, those would be the ones that I'd recommend. One second. Okay, making sure. Okay, we should be good there. Okay. Thank you so much. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Talk boss man into sending me a Unicorn 430 millimeter barrel for testing in my VSR 10. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell him to. I mean, not unless Jim, unless you got a pretty big viewing on maybe like a YouTube channel or like an Instagram or even a TikTok. Even if you have a TikTok page, if you got a decent enough size following, I mean, maybe, it all depends, right? Hit us up. JC, do you guys do local in-store trades? No, we do not. Make sure I'm missing anything. Fidel is here. I wasn't expecting that. How you doing, Fidel? Special Species asks, do you prefer vertical or angled grip or another type? For me, I actually prefer angled grip. I am a big AFG fan. I don't know. I know it's like a slightly outdated design to some people, but honestly, I still think it holds relevance. I believe, for me, and maybe people like me, that the AFG design, something along the lines of this, right? Let's just type that in. Something along the lines of this, right? These are very cool in my opinion, and honestly, the most comfortable. Like actually, the most comfortable for me. But again, that's just an individual preference, right? These are like, first of all, these are super cheap, right? I would highly recommend, if you haven't already, make sure to go and pick one of these bad boys up, right? These are just super comfortable, right? It just feels so natural in the hands. But again, you could make the argument that it is not the most versatile. I think it can work as a barricade stop as well, just like a vertical grip can, but it's obviously not going to be as big. But, again, it's all how you use it and what you prefer and what kind of aesthetic you're going for at the end of the day. Okay, so let's keep on answering some more questions. Jose Valen, do you guys have your shop in Los Angeles? Yes, our address is 21077 Commerce Point Drive. We are in the LA County. Yeah, I would make the drive out here. It is a custom showroom and lounge. Very cool spot. Very cool. Do you guys have mystery box, and can you show me? We do actually have mystery box available right now. Now, with the mystery boxes, they're not available in store like as is, right? Like you wouldn't be able to go in and just come in store, buy a mystery box, and then walk out with the same day with the mystery box. They're all built to order. We have to go down the list of who ordered first. However, However, I can definitely pull that up for you. Mystery box. There you go. The Independence Day mystery box, right? We were just talking about this earlier. This is an absolute banger of a mystery box because you're $170, right? That is going to be the price of this bad boy. You're automatically getting free shipping, right? There's only 50 left. Jesus Christ, there's not that many left. Only 50 left, right? We had a lot more. We had a lot more boxes before, damn it. Make sure to order yours because, again, look at all these prizes that you can win, right? Like, seriously, look at that prize list. That is insane. Some of these guns are like over $500 too. Some of these are over $600, right? You got to go in and place your orders because, again, the lowest costing prize on this list is already more than the actual box itself, right? So, again, like I was saying, no matter which way you look at it, no matter which way you slice it, this is going to be a damn good mystery box that you don't want to miss out on, especially because we got that promo going on. If you order a Independence Day mystery box, you'll be getting 10 entries, 10 chances of winning the next shopping spree giveaway going on next week on Thursday. If you guys weren't watching yesterday, the winner was not present, so the prize pot has stacked to $1,200, right? That's $1,200, $1,200 that you can win just by placing an order that's $20 or more. But, again, you place an order for an Independence Day mystery box, you get 10 chances to win. 10 chances. That's a lot of chances. We've had previous winners win off of like promos like that too. On my other stream, the No Flightless live stream, when I make a gun, like, hey, order this gun, you get 10 entries. We've actually had previous winners like Real Wild win off of an order that he placed during my stream. All right, let's see here. Answer that one. Steel Harmon. I'm pretty sure I answered that question already. My personal favorite, again, like I mentioned earlier, was the LT-31 Raider from Lance Tactical Gen 2. That's got to be my favorite. Or you can go with the Lancer Core series or any one of the, you know, I'll pull up a few. There, look, Classic Army. I believe. Which, by the way, the Classic Army Polymer MK16s and a lot of Classic Army products are actually going to be restocked very soon. That's going to include the pre-orders for the LMG, the Stoner, right, and the what was it? Oh yeah, the SR25, the M110 with the ECS trigger. Ooh, oh baby, oh baby. I slightly nutted right there. But anyway, that's Skirmish. Yeah, like you can pick up like a Skirmish series, right? One of these guys. These are going to be dope. One of my favorite ones to recommend is going to be the, yeah, here we go. The ML10, very lightweight. It's going to be a pretty tough polymer construction as well, so it's not going to be like any cheap plastic you're getting there, right? This is the ML10, so you are getting that sort of like shorter SBR configuration, that sort of Mark 18 length. Really nice, clean M-LOK rail system on here. Plenty of battery space, and it comes included, of course, with the coveted ECS trigger, which is programmable out of the box. And it's one of the easiest like ECSs to program, honestly. It's one of the easiest ETs that you could program. Literally just holding down the trigger will give you a bunch of different fire modes. But some of the options will include 3-round bursts, 5-round bursts, or even just semi-locking it if you wanted to. That way no one ever accuses you of cheating. And right now it's on sale. $213. That's a really good steal, right? That's a really good fucking price. But again, that's just one option that you can go with. There are many, many different options that you can go with. Okay, let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. Cool, cool. Okay, this one comes from Airsoft/info. Going to an airsoft field, what advice would you give? I have a Lancer, can't see because of the heart. 19 and SIG M18. Okay. Well, just in general, regardless of whatever gun that you have, right? If you're going to an airsoft field, one of the is it the man himself?
I'm just interrupting to remind you guys that the Independence Day mystery box is available right now, but they are running out. There's, I think, about 50-ish left.
Yeah, I said 50 left.
Get free shipping. Only $170. Amazing prizes. I would show you some, but YouTube would zuck this stream.
Yes.
And you'll get 10 chances to win our $1,200 shopping spree giveaway. $1,200. I hope you guys are doing well. Is Isaias doing all right? You guys, you treating him good?
I think so.
Yeah?
You know, Fidel hasn't made too many advances on me.
Let me tell you something. Fidel sent me a suspicious link that I haven't opened.
Wait, really?
Yeah. From last night's stream.
I would not open that. I'm not. I don't think he's gonna open that. Fidel, I wouldn't open that. I wouldn't open that. LT19. Okay, yeah. So regardless of whatever, no, you're dude. You're good, dude. You're good, dude. It's fine if you accidentally send it twice. Any piece of advice? If this is gonna be your first time going to that airsoft field or going to any airsoft field in general, or just first time airsofting, just come to terms with the fact that you are gonna get shot. You know, you're not gonna be getting like. I mean, if you do, great. You know, that's fucking cool, right? It's gonna build memories. But even then, your first time going, generally speaking, I think I speak for all of us when I say, like, you know, your first time playing, you know, you are gonna get hit. It's gonna be an eventual. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? You're gonna get hit at some point. I would say, you know, just shake it off, right? Keep playing. You're not gonna regret that, having that sort of mindset of like, oh god, man, I'm out. All right, well, I can't wait till the next game, right? That is the best mindset that you can have. Don't go in feeling like, oh yeah, I need to, you know, perform, or there's all this pressure, I need to do good. No, not at all, man. The point is for you to go and have fun. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? That's why we airsoft. That's why we play, because it's fun. Because we want to go out and just get an escape from reality, right? Or want to go out and exercise if that's your thing, right? Or you want to go out and sort of like do a cosplay, right? That's fucking cool too. All those are valid forms of why you would want to play airsoft, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about just having fun, right? It's all about having fun. So just, I would say, go with that. Make sure, if on a more practical sense, less sentimental, I would say make sure that you adjust your hop up for the weight BB that you're going to be using. Remember, if it's outdoors, minimum that I would say you use is going to be 2.5s, just because, again, any sort of cross breeze, yeah, that I would say minimum is 2.5, honestly, at that point. 2.0s, you can use them, and that's fine, but, you know, just at a certain distance, you know, they are going to get knocked off course. It's just a reality. Also, just start like talking to the people around you. Try to start making some friends, honestly. It's always really, really cool when you can make some homies out on the field. Okay. Okay, the gaming private, is the Lance Tactical Gen 3 worth it? The gaming private, yes, it is worth it. So first of all, there are like a ton here. I'll pull them up right now, right? Airsoft guns, AGs, Gen 3, right? I'm gonna just pull them all up. Why not? Yeah, all these Gen 3s right here, right? Some of them are on a shocker deal. Damn, that's pretty good. The Gen 3s are absolutely worth it, right? And I see, if you're just talking about like just sheer performance, these things punch way above their weight class, right? When we did the like, I guess, first impressions videos, when we did our main like review on the Gen 3s, right, these things like blew us away, right? Like, of how good they were actually built and the performance that they were capable of, right? And the potential that they still have, because you can still do a lot with them, right? Having the programming options is really, really cool, but at the end of the day, for me, it just came down to performance and reliability, and those, they pass with flying colors, man. Like, and I'm glad that this is like, again, another brand that's like helping set the standard for what you can expect for a gun under $300, right? Hell, a lot of these are under $250 even, right? So I'm really glad that that we can expect some good quality, high performing airsoft guns for less than $300. It's not like how it used to be, where there were like, you know, guns under 300 were like, you could very easily tell, like, okay, yeah, this gun is definitely under $200. You know, it shoots like you would expect, versus like, okay, this is a $300 plus gun, right? I'm glad that the lines are starting to blur a little bit and you're getting more value out of your money. That's something that I always appreciate. Bucking and barrel for M249 Unicorn. Unicorn, I would say for pretty much like anything, I would say go for a unicorn. The only thing to note, Mark, what's going on, by the way? I didn't say what's up. Is that with the 249 or with the 249 hop up chambers, if you do plan on R hopping them in the future, I don't remember the exact specifics, but I remember our old head tech was letting me know that, you know, you can't actually R hop the hop up chambers on the stock 249 hop up chambers. You just can't do it. There might be some way that he might not have told me, but I remember him specifically saying, like, no, you wouldn't be able to go ahead and do it. I don't know if that means the patch would just move off entirely, but, you know, as far as just doing a swap for barrels, yeah, unicorn, bro. Unicorn all the way. All the way. Okay, this one comes from Marty Guy. Is there any pistol grip adapter that can accept real grips on an AEG? If not, is there adapter? Marty, it's not. Okay, so for the reason why on like you wouldn't normally want to go ahead and put like a real. Again, it depends on the one. Like an actual pistol grip on an AEG generally is because there might not actually be space in the pistol grip in order to accommodate the motor. You have to remember on an AEG, especially like we're talking like ARs, right? The pistol grip is typically where you would find the motor and where it's going to be situated. And sometimes, like you can't go with certain types of grips, like super thin ones, because there's just not enough space to accommodate it. However, I have seen guys who have put real ones on their airsoft guns just by literally drilling into, the grip itself. That way they have space for the wiring, and that way they can set the motor in place too. It does require some fitment to get it to work. It can be done depending on the one you have, but for some people it's just not always worth it, All right, guys, just going to let you know that today's stream is actually going to end short. We're not ending right now, but we are going to be ending in about like 14 minutes, just because, again, right now we actually have some filming that we actually do need to do. So today's stream is going to run short. We're going to end it at 4:30, so make sure to go ahead and ask your questions. Just go through here. Okie dokie. Yeah. Normally we'd be going longer, and I am going to be going live tomorrow as well, but we're going to go till 4:30. See, answer as many questions as we can. Okay, make sure to answer that one. Q and a bit. What is happening here? Okay. Is Sistema product something you guys have abandoned, if at all to carried them? I know it's very specific to players, but the need to feed is still there. I mean, we'll still have like Sistema like products like available, like some small OEM components, and I think even stuff that would be compatible with just regular AEGs as well. But Sistema as a whole, like we haven't really carried too much of their their guns or their systems or a lot of their parts like in a long time. Like if you're talking about like the actual guns themselves, like we haven't carried some of that in a while. Yeah, honestly, like not too many. It's not that we've abandoned it, but we just haven't really seen them. I don't even know if Sistema is still around. I'd have to double check with Boss Man, see if Sistema is even still like around, if they're even doing anything right now. But again, I'm not too sure. TBDD, would you think a max hop up would improve a Gen 3 LT? I mean, you can. There are some cool features about it. But personally, I never really felt the need, honestly, to change out hop-up chambers. I know so some people that's like, oh, I always go with the max, and if you do, then that's cool. Personally, I never really felt the need. I've asked most techs about this as well, and they actually feel the same way about it as well. Going with any sort of CNC or like metal hop chamber is going to require a little bit more fitment, because just dropping it in doesn't always work, right? That's something we've noticed a lot. That does require a little bit more fine tuning in order to get everything to line up properly when you use a CNC metal hop-up chamber, right? Like a Max, for example. But personally, if the hop-up chamber that I have in my gun stock is a rotary style hop chamber, and it's primarily comprised of polymer, I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I don't feel the need to go ahead and keep it. Like as long as the arm itself too, like is like, able to adjust it. Yeah, personally, what I would do is honestly swap out. Right, I don't know if you guys can see it. Swap out for like the hop up nub itself. Right, get a Type 4 inner barrel. Get a bucking. That's gonna be the things that are actually important to being able to lift the BBs properly, better consistency. That's ultimately what's gonna end up like helping that. And again, the arms on the Max are good, but I never really felt like a need to like, oh, I need to have that. There's an absolute no, of course not. Well, again, we've been able to go ahead and do like barrel swaps on just your standard Gen 2 or even Gen 3 like hop-up chambers, and they work fan-fucking-tastic, man. Like it's good, like, and they're consistent as well. So I mean, if you want to do it, you can, but personally, for me, would I consider it like a necessary replacement or a necessary installment? Not really. For me, not really. And with any plans on bringing guns modified parts to the MWS or for the MWS to ASGI? We are looking into getting more MWS components, but as far as like gun modify, not too much. Right now, I think we're focusing on Unicorn just because again the price and the value that you are getting with their stuff is really fucking good. I mean, like scary good. Again, I know we hammer them to death, but honestly, there is a reason for it. we really want to start seeing companies start introducing more value, and we want you guys to get more value for your money. And we're noticing, hey, this company Unicorn is offering a lot of fucking shit that's really good. We actually did a range test earlier today. Boaz, Cisco, and myself were filming, looking at. We took a stock MWS and we took a stock MGC4 Mark II, and we're shooting them at our sort of out of our outdoor range. And we're just comparing, okay, this is how far it can shoot accurately. This is how, what you can normally expect from it, completely stock. And then we would do the swap for, okay, here's the Unicorn setup, right? We did the same thing for the Tokyo Marui MWS. And holy shit, man. First of all, I was impressed with the AEG, right? I was impressed with the AEG performance. The improvement was good. But with the MWS, fuck, dude. Like, yeah, it was good. It was really, really good, right? So make sure to answer more questions. What are your thoughts on the Lance Tactical Gen 2 9mm CQB version? If you're talking about the Battle X, T dash. All right, let's go. Battle X. If you're talking about the there we go. I'm just gonna go click it. That's gonna make it a lot easier. The Battle X is dope, man. I love the Battle X. You're getting a standard version 2 gearbox, right? So it's very easily upgradable. Rotary style hop chamber, quick change spring system, 603 Type 4 out of the box, right? Magazines are plentiful, right? You can buy them anywhere. They're compatible with the Zion Arms magazines. They're compatible with the Classic Army magazines. Yeah, they're fucking cool. I got nothing, no bad things for this to say. I mean, I could see maybe someone not liking the design of the stock, but even then, it's still practical. You still get a decent amount of battery space. If that was one gun that you were interested in, I'd say go for it, man. It's fucking cool. All right. Jim the Mad Bike. First thing that changed on a Deagle is the Deagle to a Glock. Nice. I like Deagles. I like Deagles and Glocks. I like both. Airsoft Lover. What is the best pistol that you recommend? Really depends on what you plan on doing with the pistol and what your expectations are for that pistol, right? If you were planning on keeping it stock, there's definitely some good options. Also, your budget as well can also go ahead and recommend that as well. Yeah, I feel like budget is going to be one of those things that's pretty important. If this is going to be your first gas blowback pistol in general, I'd recommend typically, or if you were interested in like going with upgrades and like building out a pistol, usually I would say go with the high kappa platform. High kappas are dope. High kappas are going to be like the most Mayo, right? The most popular pistol platform in Airsoft, and that's for a good reason, right? And there's many different brands that you can honestly go with. Golden Eagle, if you want to go with a Lancer, you can. Army Armament, Tokyo Marui, fucking Jag, right, with their Terran Tactical shit. That stuff's good, man. Like, and there's a lot of them, right? And the great thing about all of them is that they're all supposed to be interchangeable when it comes to magazines and parts. They're all supposed to be following the original Tokyo Marui design, which means that you can upgrade pretty much most of them. Obviously, there are some that are a little bit pickier with parts than others. I think for the best, if you're asking like best value, let's see here. I would probably say, let's see if I can find it. Raven Airsoft. Raven/Vorsk. If you guys haven't checked out the video that we did on our main YouTube channel a few days ago, I think it was last week's upload. I actually hosted that one. I'm very proud of that. I'm actually very proud of that episode that I hosted. We actually went into depth and started talking about some of the Raven and Vorsk, they're the same company, Raven and Vorsk airsoft pistols, and just how crazy good value you get with a lot of this stuff, right? One of my favorite ones to recommend, yeah, you can go with 4.3 or you can go with the 5.1. Doesn't matter. I'll just click the 4.3. Right, something like this. Raven and Vorsk Airsoft offer pistols that come included with a pre-installed red dot sight right out of the box. Like right out of the box, it's already on there. You don't need to do any assembly yourself. It's there, right? And we tested the magazines. It is compatible with the magazines. I have heard from other guys that we know in the industry saying that like, oh yeah, they were having trouble like getting parts to fit in there. I did a test with Cisco, right? And I watched him do it. Where we tested everything, right? Obviously, if it has a red dot sight, regular blowback housing units obviously aren't going to work. But if that's the case, just go with one that doesn't have a micro red dot sight pre-installed, and you'll be fine. Like these things are upgradable, like readily upgradable. You know, you can do so much with these, and these are fairly consistent as is. But you know, for the price, like this, right, 135, and you get that pistol and the pre-installed red dot. Now that honestly is really fucking crazy. That's really good. That's a great value, man. All right, let's see here. Sure, I'm not missing anything. Is there a lower tier item that you are looking forward to? Lower tier item. Lower tier item. You mean like something a little bit like more cost effective or something a little more affordable? Looking forward to right now. I can't think. That's a good question, Bob. From Logistics. It's a good name, by the way. That's a good question as well. Honestly, it kind of escapes me. Honestly, I can't really think of anything right now. There are some things that I'm kind of curious about, but they are a little bit more expensive. Yeah, I think the only things that I'm like the most immediate things that I'm looking forward to right now has got to be our restock and being able to get our pre-orders out for classic Army products. That's got to be one thing that I'm actually looking forward to. I hear, I'm just throwing this out there. I hear when I looked at that list, I believe part of our restock is also going to be AEG FAL mid-cap magazines, right? Designed for the classic Army, the Echo 1, TM style FALs. Now, you bet your ass I'm going to be buying like a lot of them. So when those drop, if you guys run FALs, you guys know where to go ahead and get the mags now. But I don't believe there's going to be a too many. So just keep an eye out for that when it goes live. Miles Morales, I'm on the toilet. Nice, bro. Nice. I think I answered that one. Okay. All right, I'm going to go down. Okay, there we go. TBDD, when are y'all going to stock up on the ASG Infinity motors? Believe me, we would like to go ahead and like restock up on pretty much everything. It's honestly a matter of when we can go ahead. One, it has to cross the water, then it has to clear customs, then it has to go ahead and get to the manufacturer, then it has to come to the distributor, right? It's a lengthy process for it to go ahead and reach us. As soon as our distributor can get it, we're going to have it. So as soon as they can get it, we can get it. Did you show the bronze MDC4 and R15 Model 0? Yes, I did. I showed them off. I'll show them. And you know what, boss man? I'll go ahead and show them off again. I'll do it again. The Mayo Gang MGC4, if you guys didn't know already, for all my newer viewers, we have the bronze variation of the MGC4 Mark II that literally just hit the website like just a little under an hour ago, right? This thing, a little over an hour ago. This thing is beautiful. Like, it has an absolutely beautiful finish. And again, it's the same MGC4 Mark II that you know and love, right? Not only that, we got the Zion Arms R15 Mod 0, right, with the Picatinny end cap. So if you wanted to go ahead and add, like the picture showed off here, like say a Picatinny compatible stock, right? So something like this collapsible stock, or if you want to get like a side folding stock from like Atlas Custom Works or something, yeah, that's going to be compatible with it so long as it takes Picatinny. But this thing is fucking cool, right? And again, it's the same R15 that you know and love as well. So you're still going to be getting all the amazing internals and the beautiful finish that you get on the R15. Make sure I'm not missing any more questions.
The Infinity motor question, the Classic Army 30Ks are in.
Yeah.
Plus the gold motors are in.
I was answering more directly about the ASG Infinity, but yes, we do have the Classic Army motors.
And the Soling brushless.
Those are going to be coming soon, right?
Next week.
Yeah. Next week we are going to be getting some new motors, some new brushless motors from a brand called Soling. So keep an eye out for those as well. You heard that directly from the boss man himself. All right. Make sure. Do you know the Amoeba AM016? I want to replace the buffer tube. Anything to watch out for? This comes from Michael. AM. Let me double check, see which model, because I don't remember the exact model number for that one. 016. Oof. I know AirTech Studios did have the stock extension tube, but yeah, I'm not 100% certain on that one. As far as I don't think we have anything currently available for that one. Quest still blazing. This will be my last question because it is 4:30. What's a good holster for the Pit Viper? Usually what I say my go-to holster is going to be the Ammo Max. It's going to be the Ammo Max multi-fit holster. That's been like my go-to holster, and I have used it with the Pit Viper, and it has worked before. And honestly, including a bunch of different fucking like different pistol platforms as well. Where is it? That's left. There you go. The Ammo Max multi-fit holster, right? These are freaking dope. I am a big fan of these because, again, just the fact that it's with these two screws, adjustment screws, undo it to loosen it up, tighten it down to go ahead and tighten it down. Makes sense, right? These can accommodate so many different platforms, and I've used everything from, like, I don't know, a USP compact. I've used the Deagle in this thing, used Glocks, used High Kappas, and they all seem to work, man. This is a good holster. Highly recommend you go ahead and pick one of these bad boys up. But all right, guys, that is going to be the end of the live stream right now. If I wasn't able to get to your question, I'm going to be going live tomorrow, so feel free to go ahead and join us. It's going to be the exact same time. We're going to be going for a little bit longer until 5 o'clock tomorrow so again, 3:30 to 5. We're going to be going live, answering some more questions, so you're more than welcome to jump in on tomorrow's stream and ask away your questions. Or if you want to go ahead and get a response more directly, you can also go ahead and DM us. That can be on any of our social media platforms. That includes Instagram, Facebook, even on our Discord server. I recommend you hit us up there. Make sure to go ahead and pick yourself up an Independence Day mystery box, right? Oh, There we go. I forgot how to spell for a second. Going for $170 right now. Again, the Independence Day mystery box. You automatically get free shipping and this huge prize list that you could potentially win, right? There's so many guns that you could potentially win on here, and they're all going to be more than the actual cost of the gun. So it's a guaranteed victory no matter which way you slice it. And again, free shipping, but there's like literally 50 left. Order yours now while you still can, and you're going to be getting 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway, and you can win $1,200. That's $1,200 that you could win just by, again, placing a $20 order, but increase those odds. Why don't you? You know, might as well get something nice. Get yourself a dope airsoft gun for dirt cheap, $170 with free shipping, and maybe you end up winning the shopping spree giveaway with $1,200, right? All right, guys. Also, want to go ahead and make sure, place your pre-orders as well for the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark IIs in bronze. Those literally just hit the website like an hour ago, right? 3:15. They are on a scheduled ETA for November 15th, so make sure that you place your orders now while you still can. You'll also automatically get entered in the shopping spree giveaway. In addition, right, you can also go with the new R15 Mod 0. This thing is freaking cool, right? And it allows you to go ahead and put any sort of aftermarket stock on there that you like, right? So long as it's compatible with the Picatinny end cap on there. Very, very cool. And again, it's going to be the same R15 that you know and love. Again, there's so many options available on our website. You want to support the channel directly, make sure to go ahead and place an order through Airsoft GI. Get all your Airsoft goodies from Airsoft GI. That's, again, the most direct way to support the channel. Keeps the lights on, keeps the cameras rolling. All right, guys, this has been another episode of the Storefront live stream. Hopefully, you guys found me entertaining enough. I was able to answer, I feel like I was able to get through a good amount of questions. But again, I'll be going live tomorrow at the exact same time. So make sure that you guys join in